Good morning, Scott2ube. Please join me in the moment of silence. Now please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, and have a great day.
Hey guys, I'm sure you missed that. Thanks, Logan, for bringing us back the moment of silence and the Pledge of Allegiance. Folks, it's great to be back with you for this Friday edition of Scott2ube. It's one of the sad parts about the quarantine, isn't it? That Friday's just kind of like any other day. But it's not like any other day here on Scott2ube. We have got a great lineup for you. If you'll remember from episode 2, I shouted out to a few of our fellas who have signed to continue their athletic careers. Got a couple of more names. Thanks for the person who sent these in to me. Jeremy Beswick, we want to congratulate you. Jeremy committed to Kentucky Wesleyan University. Also, our very own Matt Jordan. Matt is going to go be a manager for the U of L football team. Matt, we're proud of you. We wish you, you and Jeremy, the best of luck as you continue your athletic endeavors at the collegiate level. Well, folks, this week I want to get started off with what is going to become a regular segment here on Scott2ube. That is a weekly recap with my friend Mrs. Mihalik, and we're calling it Memes with Mihalik.
Hey ladies and gentlemen, it's Mrs. Mihalik. I just want to introduce you to my portion in this video. I am going to do Memes with Mihalik. So for the beginning of my movie today, I'm going to begin with a dog meme. And this is in honor of Mr. DePriest and the things I learned from him about dogs. I was really excited this week to watch an episode from Mrs. Walton, and I just want you to know this is the masterpiece I created after watching Mrs. Walton. For Mrs. Slayton, I can't wait for her next book recommendation. I definitely need some new software. Hey ladies and gentlemen, we have to really thank Mr. Bagwell for this movie recommendation. He is going to add so much time to our already busy lives. So this may be an inside joke for my English classes, but if you were in my class, you might have read about Tesla and Edison and the war. Thank you, Mrs. Morris, for giving us a different perspective on Tesla. So, some of you think you're actually celebrating a birthday. If only we had Mr. Deaton around to sing so enthusiastically. Coming up in today's episode, we're going to get to witness a coronavirus haircut. And this is going to be the result. Finally, just so you know, more karaoke is coming, but this might be the reason that Mrs. Mihalik does not sing. Join me later for more Memes with Mihalik.
On the basic and the beautiful, I'm going to show you how to do overnight oats. First, we are going to see what we have in our pantry. So this week, I've been trying to focus on items that you might get with your school lunch or from the food pantry. Maple syrup and oats from the food pantry. We have applesauce, apples, milk, and fruit cups from the school lunch. Overnight oats are a great way to get in fiber, whole grains, fruits, dairy, and anything else that you want to add. For this first recipe, we're going to use a half a cup of milk, half a cup of oats, a tablespoon of maple syrup, and a half a box of raisins. For the next one, we're going to do half a cup of oats, half a cup of milk, a tablespoon of peanut butter, and some chopped up apples. For our third creation, we're going to use half a cup of milk, half a cup of oats, some chopped apples. This time we're going to add some applesauce. I used about half of the container and probably about half a teaspoon of cinnamon. I did try to limit the amount of refined sugars in the examples that I provided by using natural sugars from fruit and maple syrup, but you can use anything that you have on hand. Naturally occurring sugars from things like fruit and maple syrup are healthier for you. They provide added nutrients, vitamins, and minerals that you do not get from refined sugars. There are a lot of other options out there. Get creative. I would love to see what you're doing. We usually would do something like this in class and have a competition.
Thanks, Mrs. Mihalik. Thanks, Mrs. Walton. Folks, again, if you are making some of those things at home that Mrs. Walton is showing you, please send us pictures or videos of that to the email address that you see on the bottom of the screen, or you can tweet them at me at AmeriStudies on Twitter. Now, I want to talk to you about something a little serious. It's springtime, and as the weather gets warmer, people start to sweat more, and maybe they start to stink. I think we've probably all been there before. You find yourself smelling a little bit like a freshman boy when you get up and forget to put the deodorant on as you come to school or something like that. That same kind of thing can happen at home. As we're on quarantine. And so my friend Mrs. Huff wants to show you a homemade odor eliminating spray that she has designed to help you keep your house smelling wonderful. And just let me remind you of this, if you don't know who the stinky kid is at your house, it's probably you. So pay special attention to this segment.
Friends, it's Mrs. Huff here. Today I'm going to teach you how to make an odor eliminating spray. Not that I know this from personal experience or anything, but kind of since everybody's stuck at home, you might be noticing some smells around the house, maybe in your athletic shoes if you're actually exercising more. I'm not, but maybe you are. I don't know. So today I'm going to teach you how to make a spray. Super, super, super easy. All you're going to need is a little spray bottle, some rubbing alcohol, and a smell of your choice. So I'm going to use some essential oils. If you don't have essential oils, you can use vanilla extract, but make sure it's vanilla extract and not vanilla flavoring. They are not the same thing. Vanilla flavoring will have sugar in it or added coloring or something. So I won't recommend using that, but vanilla extract would be great if you like the smell of vanilla. All right, so let's do this. So I've got a little spray bottle here. Here's my little top. So I've got a bottle, I've got a funnel. So here we go. All you do is pour your rubbing alcohol into almost the top. And then the smell that I'm using essential oils. they're supposed to help with things like antimicrobial, antiviral, antibacterial. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. There's not science necessarily to prove it. I like the way they smell, and especially for like killing odors, they do work really well. Whether science has proven that or not, I'm no scientist. But I will say, like, I use this spray in my tennis shoes. I'll do them after I run or something. And I've had them for a while and they don't smell, so it works. Anyways, I'm using frosted mint because who doesn't like mint, right? I don't smell it when I run, so here we go. I add like 10 drops. You can add a couple, you can add 10. That's up to you. 8, 9. All right, and then put the cap on, shake it up, and then spray. So super easy. That was it. And then, like I said, I'll spray these in my shoes. I'll spray them around the room if I feel like a room needs kind of refreshed. It works really well. It's a nice smell, and we use rubbing alcohol because, for one, it kind of kills some of that bacteria. So if there's bacteria in the air, bacteria in your like athletic shoes, it's going to prevent that bacteria from growing and creating an odor. But also it evaporates really quickly, so it's not going to leave a residue on your stuff for very long. So like I said, if you have essential oils, you can use those. If you have vanilla extract or an extract like mint extract or something, you can use that. Really anything. Or if you just want to use it to kind of kill some odors, just rubbing alcohol by itself could help that. But I like to use some essential oils because that's kind of my thing. All right, I hope you found this helpful. Bye.
Whew. I can't wait to be done with this segment and go up and make some of that stuff myself. I talked to Amanda Noah, and it turns out I may be the smelly kid in the quarantine here. So next up, we have got part 2 of our series with Mrs. Morris on Tesla. If you need to go back to episode 2, she introduced us to her cool futuristic car. Now she's going to take it out on the road. Kids, don't try this at home.
So we're gonna go for a little drive here. I'm gonna show you too, like, the acceleration on this car is just unbelievable. I'm also gonna show you like the regenerative braking. I'm at 8 miles an hour right here, so basically I'm gonna punch it. Okay, so you probably saw how quickly that happened. Also right now, so regenerative braking, so I'm letting off the brake, or I'm not even touching the brake. Not even touching it, still not touching it, still not touching it, and I'm almost pretty much completely stopped. I'm yet to touch the brake. All I did was let my foot off the accelerator. So that's regenerative braking, meaning basically I don't even have to use my brakes. It's pretty cool. You really have to get used to it, especially when you get back into another car. So it's like insane. You will like almost hit the floor on your other vehicle, like when you switch cars. Another crazy thing about electric too is honestly, like, you know, we are going 50-60 miles an hour, and it's like you can't hear one thing. That's not editing, that's not me messing with the sound or anything like that. So it's just super quiet, super efficient. A lot of people, like, they're always talking to me about, like, you know, money, how much money we've saved. And so I drive 25 minutes each way, so it's about 50 minutes a day. And so there's no gas tank. I forgot to show you guys the frunk. I'll show you the frunk. It's basically a trunk in the front of the car. So there's no engines, there's no oil changes, a lot less maintenance, and I don't buy gas. It's the coolest thing ever. I love not buying gas. So when I was driving, I had if I was to drive a gas car, I had a rental car for a little bit, and basically when I had the rental car, it was like $40 a week for me. And that's when, you know, gas obviously is cheap right now, but gas was I I don't know what it was, $250 or something like that, but I was paying $40 a week, so 4 times more, you know, $160 a month in gas that I'm saving at least. Obviously, I know these cars, here's the thing though, is that everybody thinks, oh my gosh, these cars are so expensive. Like I said, we bought a 2016 used. We bought it through Tesla. We actually got this one from Phoenix. Sad but true. We really wanted the black wheels and rims on it, and so we basically paid extra to get this shipped from Phoenix because we wanted white. We wanted the retractable roof. We wanted all-wheel drive. So one thing that's pretty cool, what I'm doing right now is I'm showing you guys the frunk. And so basically what it is with that, with Tesla, you get a 4-year. So this is the front of the vehicle. I'm sure you can kind of tell that. Let's make sure, hopefully I can get it open. There it goes. Okay, so this is the frunk. So like I said, it doesn't have an engine, but this is like this inside storage because it doesn't need anything. All the battery, by the way, the battery is underneath. So literally, the battery is underneath the car. So it's like a flat panel, like it runs flat underneath the car. So too, like this car's pretty low profile, so you really want to take it easy on bumps and things like that. So, alright, I'm gonna do a demo of the auto steer for this. So I'm on, 56 here, and so basically I pull this lever back twice, and that puts me in auto steer. It says basically, please keep your hands on the wheel and be prepared to take over at any time. I've actually started this right before I'm going up the hill. That usually I have to apply a little bit of pressure. It's not asking me to do that this time, but usually on this curve here, it'll ask me to apply some pressure on my own. But pretty much what's happening right now is the sensors are reading the yellow and the white lines, and you can kind of see like that's how it's holding me in. Sometimes you'll see like these white lines on 56 are not the greatest, and so sometimes it'll lose them. And so when it does that, you can kind of feel a little bit of a pull. Kind of makes me nervous sometimes. Honestly, I don't use this a lot on 56. I definitely feel a lot more comfortable using this on the interstate where the lines are definite and clear. Also, there's no turn-offs because, again, this is totally reading the cameras where it's looking at the lines. So you can even see the other lane line. If there was cars in front of me, by the way, you would see those cars. It even identifies like a semi. So it's kind of cool. But I'll probably try to show that here in a little bit. One other thing about autopilot is that it has a sensor, of course, or the satellites are telling it that the speed limit is 55 here. It will not allow me to go over 5 miles over the speed limit. So it's going to lock me 60 as my max because it's 5 miles over the speed limit. And so, that's just a safety feature. I'm going to demonstrate for you the adaptive cruise, and I know a lot of nice cars have adaptive cruise anyway, not just Tesla, but basically the adaptive cruise, what it'll do is so my cruise is set, and so you can see it's starting to sense that there's a truck in front of me, and so what it'll do, it'll keep me, I can set my distance, like how many seconds behind that truck I want to be. And so pretty much it'll keep me in that, and it's not jerky. I've been in other people's cars that have adaptive cruise, and they about throw you through the windshield whenever it senses and picks up a car. But this is like super smooth. And so there's even I got a red light coming up here. It'll completely stop me. I literally don't have my foot on either pedal right now, not one. I'm going to show you how pretty much I'm going to end up stopping right here at the stop sign because of adaptive cruise. I literally I've not touched the pedal yet. Not on the brake. This is all adaptive cruise. It'll literally, so it's keeping me 4 seconds behind this truck. So it's going to pull me up. I did have to use the brake there because it can't see the red light. So, but anyway, you could probably see that there was all the cars that were around me. It's even giving yellow sensors right now because I was kind of, as I drive even close to a curb or something. So as I'm over here, like I'm getting close to the school right now, so it's like it's giving all these little sensors, like, you know, those little nice sidewalks by the school there. You can see that truck is actually still in front of me there. So pretty cool little, you know, school question for you. That is all used what we call artificial intelligence, and so there's a lot of debate is, are these self-driving cars safer than humans? And here's one point for that. Humans tend to not pay attention. Humans tend to sometimes fall asleep. Humans tend to fade in and out of like just like paying attention. So a computer doesn't, and sensors don't do that. But on the flip side of that is obviously too, sensors can malfunction, right? So just interesting debate as far as self-driving vehicles and all of that. So that pretty much concludes our drive and concludes our little Tesla workshop. I hope you guys are all doing well. We miss you guys. I would have never, I just wanted spring break. I never would have dreamed that we would have had this kind of like time off. So we miss you guys, and I hope everyone's doing well. And in the meantime, save up so you can get a Tesla. I'm telling you, they're just the coolest thing in the world, at least car wise. So God bless you guys. Love you all. Bye bye.
Now I know I've not been the only one who has lamented the fact that our barbershops are closed. My friend Mrs. Hafer, though, has come up with a creative solution. She is actually cutting her husband's hair. Now that in and of itself probably is not that extraordinary, but when you add in a child taping and commenting on the haircut, we think we've got something you'll enjoy. Check this out.
Video. This is Mommy cutting Daddy's hair, and she's really good, but she cut two people's hair, Daddy and Chase. So I don't know if you like this, but it's really looking good. So I think I should do this. I think shears really help. I know what to do. I love this. But why is she doing it too over? So goodbye.
Finally, there may be some of you out there in Scott2ube land who are celebrating a birthday this week. But with quarantine, maybe it's a little hard to have a party. And so what we wanted to do is take Fridays on Scott2ube, give a shout out to all the folks who have had a birthday this week. Folks, we hope you had a wonderful day. Happy birthday from all of us here at Scott2ube. First up, I've got Matthew here celebrating a birthday. Dude, that cake looks good. And as a special treat, I called up my friend Mr. Deaton. Those of you who don't know Mr. Deaton probably don't know he's famous for his rendition of the birthday song. So as our birthdays pass, here's Mr. Deaton singing Happy Birthday. Feel free to join along.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
All right, that's it for another edition of Scott2ube. Next week, we have got some cool stuff already planned, and I know it's already planned because I was having technical difficulties today and couldn't get it into this video. Mrs. Stuckwish is going to show you how to make one of her favorite desserts. We've got a horse contest that we're going to call Warrior that's going to be going on kind of like they're doing with the NBA today. And we've got segments coming at you, maybe even if you're lucky, a little teacher karaoke. My juniors out there also have said they're working on those songs. So guys, have a great weekend. We hope that you've enjoyed this first week of Scott2ube. We're going to keep bringing it to you while we are on quarantine. If you've got ideas or if you've got videos or if you've got pictures, please send them to me and you'll see yourself on Scott2ube. Until Monday.